Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Everyday Prosperity Wisdom podcast. I'm Lori Lamatia, and I'm here with the magical Trisha Fisk.
Good morning.
Hi, everyone. And today we are going to talk about letting go again. And, as life accumulates, which it has a tendency to do, it's almost this wonderful, how they do spring cleaning. This is an opportunity for spring cleaning. And we're going to talk today about how we can accumulate other people's stuff, family stuff. There's a lot of energy stuff flying around. And so it's always worth it to do an internal sweep, let's say, an internal spring cleaning. So today is a really beautiful time energetically. It's a full moon. And energetically, spring is here. So it's time to open up the doors of and open up the windows of our heart and mind and body and do a nice sweep out, a nice clean out. So that's what we're going to talk about today is letting go and giving yourself a nice spring cleaning. Trish, how do you want to kick this
Oh,
off?
I love that. I love that. A spring cleaning. And it again, it is a perfect time. It's a full moon, which is a time for what do you want to let go of? And I think for some people, journaling is a great way to do that. For some people, going on a long walk is a great way to do that. For some people, meditating is a great way to do that. Meditating, either doing contemplative meditation where you're really focusing on cleaning and clearing, or a meditation where you're doing that. It's called a kriya, which is a cleansing technique where you're actually cleansing the heart. um
Isn't there also
you
breathing associated with a kriya?
yes, because breathing is how you get the mind focused there intentionally. And then it's usually with meditation, I'm thinking of specifically on the heart that I did this morning is on your inhalation, you take the darkness that's sitting on your heart, and on your exhalation, you release it out through the crown of your head. Then on your next inhalation, you bring in stars and sun into the heart, and on your exhalation, you plant it. However, in a meditation, when you're doing that kind of breath, you're not trying to deepen your breath or make it loud or anything like that. It's just as the body breathes. So as the body breathing you, this movement is happening and you're doing it, but you're not like trying to count your breath or have it deepen or be bigger. It's
Right.
just that observation that, right, the body breathes.
And just the intention of Kriya, the intention of clearing, the intention of letting go, that of course, sets the energy stage for that more consciously.
Right, right. And the areas for Kriya techniques are usually third eye or heart or navel center. And as one of my teachers, I remember saying so clearly that your heart is your mission statement. What do you live for? What do you believe in? Your third eye is your marketing department. It's what do you need intellectually and intuitively. And then your navel center is the factory floor. That's where stuff gets burnt up.
Right. Love that.
Right, right.
Right. It's funny you say all that because Dr. Carey, my teacher, she's always like, open the drains in the bottom of your feet and let it go too. So once again, we've been talking about this all the time. Whatever it is that feels like a kriya or a clearing for you, I burn Palo Santo all the time. There's sage, there's using
Mm.
crystals, putting a crystal in your hands, releasing all the energy of fear or worry and whatever into the crystal and then put it out in the beautiful sunlight and let it get cleared, or put it out in the moonlight and let it get charged. Whatever you know how to do that works for you is a really good choice as a part of this spring cleaning. And of course, we're talking about as spring cleaning, but anytime you feel energy accumulating and you feel heavy or worried or scared, or you talk to somebody and they just brought you down, that's your time to make the do the clearings, do the sweep out, feel the energy flow through your body. Let it move through you. And I don't think people realize how important and powerful this energy, I'll call it, um, I was going to say clearing, but what's the word? Well, never mind. I can't think of it. I hate when I can't grab a word. It drives me crazy. Hygiene. I was looking for hygiene, this energy hygiene is because that freshness is where you want to be making choices from and moving through your life. You don't want to be energetically bogged down. And sometimes that happens, but noticing and giving yourself the spring spritz, so to speak, is a very valuable and mindful thing to do.
It is. And that's why you never need to be afraid of what comes up or if a dark thought comes up. It's coming up intentionally for you to let go of. And
Right.
right,
Oh,
it's coming up so you can release it. It's again, we hold on to we hold on to stuff that happens when we were kids. Probably for sure, we hold on to stuff that happens when we're in our mother's womb. And
right.
so at any time something comes up that surprises you or doesn't shine into your vision of your life and your relationships, honor it, thank it, and then right, send it off either through the bottoms of your feet into the earth or out through the crown of your head into the universe, whatever works for you. Yes.
I think the other thing I've noticed, and this is going to sound really cold, is most stuff is not mine.
Mm.
How much stuff we accumulate that we make ours that is not ours. You know, family stuff, people's decisions, people we live with, watching people on the street, driving. There's so many things that I'm like, Lori, that's not yours. That's not yours. That's not yours. That's not yours. I mean, and then I think about the stuff, like you said, that we've accumulated, either, because I was watching some of the Pope stuff. That was something I didn't, I became a Catholic and then I've got all that accumulated on me. Did I choose that? Do I want to accumulate any more of it? No, nice for every. And so I think it's really weird if you start to look at the stuff in your life, how much of it is really yours? It's almost, I'm going to say 99.9, not yours. You might be making it yours, like you worry about your sister or your parents, or you worry about the person who just quit in your company, or you worry about your company. There's all this stuff that you call yours, but how much of it is really ours? And then how much of it are we taking responsibility for that we could just turn over to the great, brilliant intelligence that is beyond us? So if you take how much really isn't yours and how much you could be turning over, you could be walking around like a free, clear glow stick. No dirt accumulated, one naked, beautiful, unblemished, glowing lightsaber.
Right. And who doesn't want that? Who,
Totally.
right. Who doesn't hold that space for that? Um, yeah, that's what we want. We want to be as pure and innocent as this little kitten sitting next to me.
Right. And the whole thing of, we've been talking a lot about abundance consciousness, but abundance consciousness also says there's this love and grace that's around you that's, in it when it's in its flow without us getting all gunked up in our stuff, it flows unlimited, it flows unconditional, it just flows. And so, it's leaning into that it's got you, it's got your, and how it's got you, we, of course, as humans want to tell it how to, I want this and I want that, but it's got an intelligence beyond us that if we lean into it, we can also say, it's got us, it gets it, it's got a way bigger perspective than we have. So, that's
Right.
what
Well,
spring cleaning gets you.
yes. I mean, and even if you dig down into your desires, it may seem like you've got this multiple of desires, but I bet even your desires come down to basic needs of love, support, nurturance. So those are the things that come from the intelligence of the universe in your heart
Hmm.
when you clean the dust out. I mean, right. Look at when you move the couch and clean the floor underneath the couch. It's like it
Oh,
opens up.
right.
There's a
Oh,
right now, there's new space. My God, how did all that get there? Right. It's the
right,
same. We hold all that dust and dirt in ourselves the same way.
right. And I would call the dust and dirt guilt, shame,
Mm,
worry, fear. That's all the stuff that starts to dust over our diamond. And we do it for all kinds of reasons. And again, I would direct you back to, is that really mine? Or am I taking responsibility for something that is not mine? Am I feeling guilty for something that is not mine? And if it came from you, if you said something or did something, then own it, realize, learn from it. Like, what do I want to upgrade in myself? Or how do I want to see this? Ask creator for the unlimited perspective on it and then let it go. I'm not saying be irresponsible, but I'm saying most stuff is that we accumulate is not ours.
right. There's my teacher, Rod Stryker, has a beautiful contemplative meditation um, called self compassion. And
Mm.
it's just like acknowledge that you have pain and then think about if it was someone other than you coming to you with this pain, you would totally embrace them and love them and tell them to let it go. And, you know, you're a beautiful being. Do that for yourself as well. Forgive yourself. I really have gotten to the point, and I think this is an age thing because I've lived such a long time already, um, that every single decision we make, even the bad ones, are just all part of us discovering who we are and our divinity. That times that we've inadvertently hurt someone else was never with the intention to be malicious. It was just us learning how to do things and how to maneuver and how to be kind sometimes. If
Or
we
how it
haven't
makes us feel. Sometimes you're mean and I did, that's kind of saying, oh, from an energy perspective, the divine part of me doesn't judge it, but it's like, is that what you want to do going forward? Do I want to be afraid or do I want to be a glow stick? I choose glow stick. Well, I'd like to think I choose a glow stick, but many times I choose, the damped down version of me. But then I know that I have the internal fortitude and clarity to know that glow stick is what um, feels better to me.
and right, what makes you feel clear? What makes you feel open and wide and into receiving? And sometimes, actually, let's be honest, it does feel good to be mean.
Oh yeah, totally. Sorry, but yeah. Or
Right,
oh, you deserve that. Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of human moments, no doubt. We all do.
right,
And I don't want to feel guilty about those. I want to say I chose it. There is that there.
right.
But when we come here for that duality experience, the juiciness, first, second chakra, that, woo, jump. It's It's delightful. There's nothing like it on any other planet, I don't think. I think, there's other kind of delights, but we're here to experience the delights of Earth, 3D. And
Yes.
part of that is sometimes doing stuff. But of course, you have the choice about the hygiene and you have a choice about, choosing next. And consciousness is everything. I'm using the word consciousness as in I'm awake, I'm aware, and I'm choosing. Awake,
Yes.
I'm aware, and I'm choosing. And most
Right.
people, sorry, this is totally judgy, are not awake, they're not aware, and they're not aware of what they're choosing. And that's where all the gunk starts to really accumulate.
Right.
And
Right.
for the
Right.
purposes of what we're doing here, we're becoming awake and clear so we can choose.
And it takes a willingness. It takes a willingness to do that. And we've
Yes.
talked so much about muscle, developing these muscles. It's the first when I first started doing this kind of work, if you will, of allowing dark stuff to come up to clear it. It was very painful, but it's gotten to the point where it's a welcome thing now because I'm so aware of, I can let go of that.
Right,
It's not coming up to hurt me. It's coming up for its release. Like,
right.
see this, push it out.
Right. And when
Up.
you said that, I saw you surrounded by this beautiful love bubble. I saw you just, that you were being held in a unconditional love, like you said, of compassion. There's all this compassion coming at you, and as you cleared the stuff, the human stuff, then you were surrounded with love, only love. And I want to go back to the heaven on earth conversation. That's part of heaven on earth when we realize we are so completely surrounded by love, and that guilt, regret, fear, although it comes up, that love source, the heaven energy part, is always holding us and cradling us, which of course is something we're learning as a part of the whole journey. That's divinity living, walking on earth. But
Right.
I totally saw that. I was like, oh, wow, look at how sweet. It was just sweet. You had the courageous action to look at the dark and let it go. And that love source just surrounded you.
And it gets easier to reconnect. It gets
Oh
easier
yeah,
to
instant more.
reconnect.
Yeah, right. It's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
months or days. It's like, oops. And sometimes admit I've had a couple weeks here, a couple months when I've been putting myself through a fear thing, and I'm like, but when it finally it goes in the background or moves on, you're like, oh, that feels so good. I'm so glad you're gone, or at least I'm in reprieve for a while.
Right. And then it's about just, again, if being in the present moment to recognize it more quickly when it comes up. Um, it was 2 years ago, gosh, time goes really fast, that I had a flood in my place. And I was just sure I was being punished for something. And
Mm,
I talked to someone who totally opened my eyes that that's just not how the universe is. The universe
right,
doesn't look for ways to punish you. We look for ways to punish ourselves. The universe only offers love.
right. So this is a really good time to reconnect with that. Things are in bloom, our hearts are becoming open. There's there's an opportunity to spring clean, and it's not just a mental thing, but it's really sweeping through your whole system. Let the love wash, the white light wash through you. Let the pink light wash through all your cells. Let the blue light wash through all your cells. Open the drains of your feet and let it go. Move it up and out to the creator for transmutation and transformation. And really, I was laying in the sun. Go and be the crystal and get clear. Go lay in the sun and let your diamond be cleared.
Or if you want to get charged, tonight's a full moon. Go and
Right,
lay
go
out
lay in the
on your
moon.
diamond,
Yeah,
go lay
go
out
lay
under
in
the
the
full
moon.
moon.
Right.
Right.
They both work and they both work and they always work and they never not work. It's just, how available are we for all this magic, for all
Right.
this beauty, for all this love? It is as you clear yourself out, you make yourself available for it to get to you.
In Ayurveda, the science of Ayurveda says go put a pitcher of water out under the moon and let it get charged from the
Yeah.
moon's grace, and then just drink that all day tomorrow.
Yes, yes, yes. There's so much. Look at all this magic that is everywhere. And when have too much accumulated, sometimes we can't see it.
Right.
A lot of times we can't see it. We're plugged in to a different socket, and this is your opportunity to re-plug in a conscious choicing way and let go of what doesn't serve you and what is not yours, which is,
Perfect opportunity for spring cleaning. Yes.
yes. So have a great week, everyone. We love you so much, and we are excited to see the glow sticks running around.
Because shine is the word for the
Shine is
year.
the word. Shine your diamond, ladies and gentlemen.